Welcome to the Yarnverse podcast. Life's a mess, and I'm here to rant about it. Let's untangle it together. Today, we are diving into a question that's probably crossed your mind at some point. Why do we feel lonely in a crowd? It's such a strange feeling, isn't it? Being surrounded by people, laughter, and chatter, yet feeling completely alone. So, in this episode, we'll explore what's behind this feeling, the difference between loneliness and solitude, and most importantly, how to find meaningful connections in this chaotic world. Grab a cozy blanket or your favorite drink, and let's get into it. Let's start with the big question. Why does loneliness hit harder when you are in a room full of people? Psychologists say it's not about how many people you are surrounded by, but how connected you feel to them. Think about it. You could be at a party with 100 people and still feel like an outsider. Or you could be with just one close friend and feel deeply connected. Loneliness happens when there's a gap between the connections you want and the ones you actually have. Sometimes, being in a crowd amplifies that gap because it's a stark reminder of what's missing: genuine, meaningful relationships. We crave understanding, someone who sees us for who we are, and when that's missing, no number of people around us can fill that void. Now, here's something interesting. Loneliness and solitude are not the same thing. Loneliness is when you feel disconnected, like you don't belong. Solitude, on the other hand, is choosing to be alone and actually enjoying it. It's when you are comfortable in your own company. Solitude can be empowering. It's where you find clarity, recharge, and connect with yourself. But loneliness, that's the kind that weighs heavy on your heart. The key difference is choice. When you choose to be alone, it's solitude. When it's forced upon you, it feels like loneliness. All right, now let's talk about the good stuff. How to bridge that gap and find connections that actually matter. Here are a few ideas. Start with yourself. I know, it sounds cliche, but the relationships you have with yourself sets the tone for every other connection. Spend time figuring out what makes you happy and what kind of people you want in your life. Journaling or even taking yourself out on solo dates can help you get to know yourself better. Quality over quantity. Instead of focusing on having a large circle, focus on deepening the relationships you already have. It's better to have one or two close friends who truly get you than a dozen acquaintances. Be vulnerable. Connection happens when you are willing to be real and open with others. It's scary, but sharing your true self can help build stronger, more meaningful bonds. Join communities that align with your interests, whether it's a book club, a crochet group, or an online community. Finding people who share your passions is a great way to connect. Shared interests often lead to shared values and understanding. Be present. Put your phone down when you are with people. Listen to what they are saying. Being fully present can make a world of difference in how connected you feel. So, the next time you find yourself feeling lonely in a crowd, remember that you're not alone in this experience. It's something so many of us go through. But with a little effort and self awareness, you can start building the kind of connections that make you feel seen, heard, and valued. Thank you for joining me on this heartfelt episode of the Yarnverse podcast. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you have your own stories or tips about loneliness or finding meaningful connections, drop a comment. Let's keep this conversation going. Until next time, take care of your heart, your mind, and your soul. You got this. And as always, I'm here cheering for you. Bye for now.